Hi guys, today I've got a speed paint of a scene from the game Undertale. Undertale's a fantastic game. If you haven't played it already, stop what you're doing and go get it on Steam. It's pretty cheap for the amount of fun it is, and it's just, I cannot recommend it enough. Fantastic game with a fantastic story and some fantastic settings. One of which is this area here. So this is based on a little room in the waterfall area. That's the third area of the game, where it's just gorgeous. You're walking with this other kid and you see this castle in the distance, and everything is all sparkly and blue and shiny, and I just had to draw it. I decided, you know what, like, if I'm gonna do Undertale fan art, it has to be this spot, because there's nothing more beautiful in the game, at least in my opinion. So what I did was, first I started in Medibang Paint Pro because I kind of wanted to just try actually coloring something in Medibang, but after not very long I realized I better go back to Photoshop and use what I know, because I wanted to do all this stuff and I was like, oh, but I don't have the brushes and I don't have this tool or that tool, so I went right back to Photoshop and I just started going on from there. This was a really long process. I think it took about 2 hours just to color and a whole hour or two to draw it out, so it was a pretty long piece by my standards. I did a lot of extra things like adding stars and textures and all this stuff, as well as blending the entire thing. So yeah, I really went more detailed than I ever go, which is saying a lot for me, because I like to keep things as simple as possible so I can get things done quicker. But you know, that's kind of just how I am. I had a lot of fun with the mood lighting in this piece. From the regular screen, or the original screenshot has this really nice blue overtone to it, and the characters are cast in shadow, so you can't even see their features. I think that's a really interesting lighting effect, so I tried my best to replicate that as best as possible. What you see here is I took a brush that Photoshop already had and changed it by modifying the brush settings so it would scatter the image a little more to make a nice little grassy texture. I thought that was better than going in manually and drawing all the grass bristles by hand, because I just wouldn't have had the patience to do all that. So I'm pretty happy with my homemade brush. Here I'm just blending out the castle to make it a little less flat looking. I referenced the original castle sprite very heavily in this drawing, so I think all the buildings you see there are directly from the original sprite, and you'll see, yeah, I do go back to the original sprite for reference a lot, and they match up pretty well. So I'm happy with how accurately I got that castle to look. Right here I'm doing the crystals, which I'd actually painted them before for an assignment in school. I did this crystal cave thing with lizards. So I used my knowledge from that assignment to basically repaint that same sort of thing right here. And I used the paper bag texture I also used in the school assignment as well. I think that's the one time I've ever directly used knowledge from school in my own drawing, like personal artwork, so that was interesting. Here I'm putting in a reflection of the castle in the water. I think this was really cool how it turned out. I ended up distorting the original castle image and then putting a small motion blur effect on it just to make it look a little more like it's distorted by the water. I think it turned out really well, and I'm happy that I managed to achieve that. And now I'm just coloring in the characters. I like to leave the characters for last when I'm doing something with a big background, because otherwise I don't feel like I'll have the will to complete it all the way. I need to finish the background before I even touch the characters. It's just the way I am and the way I have to work. And here I'm just going over the lines again, just to make the characters blend in with the background better. I didn't do it for the castle because I didn't think it needed to. Anyway, that's about all I have to say for this picture. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!